Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Phantosaur. Now this is a bit of a mixed one for me, as there were some bits that I really liked, such as Shaggy's mental health exploration and the hypnosis, but then there were other bits that I really didn't like, such as the dinosaur, the supporting cast and the wider mystery, as it was just super predictable. But that being said, the ending of this movie is pretty decent, and all of the rumours and all of the petitions to get the Shaggy Rogers character into Mortal Kombat 11 off the back of his performance in this movie was just absolutely legendary and absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to be breaking down the movie Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Phantosaur in this video review. So from a storyline point of view, the movie starts off by exploring Shaggy's post-traumatic stress disorder, which he gets after being incredibly terrified from the gang recently solving a case about a haunted house mystery. As a result of Shaggy's diagnosis, the gang decide to go on a spa break so that they can relax. However, when they're over there, they stumble across a new mystery, which is all to do with the ancient Phantosaur, which used to be a prehistoric dinosaur that's come back to life and is haunting everyone. There are a lot of side mini storylines as well, such as Velma thinking that she's found her soulmate and kind of falling in love with that character, and Shaggy trying to get over his post-traumatic stress disorder by undergoing hypnosis, which leads him to being snapped into bravery, and then that leads to him having a bit of a duel/battle with a bike gang. So it's interesting storylines, but it's just a little bit convoluted and a little bit predictable from a storyline point of view. So from a cast and characters point of view, like I said, as you can imagine, Shaggy Rogers is definitely front and centre of this movie. It's pretty much based on him in terms of exploring his diagnosis, exploring his hypnosis, and then his bravery and his battle with the bike gang. Like I said as well, Velma thinks that she's found her soulmate in Windsor, so that's a bit of a mini storyline. Scooby is just supporting Shaggy throughout the whole time, and Daphne and Fred are then left to kind of solve the Phantosaur, prehistoric dinosaur coming back to life mystery. We then have the bike gang as a supporting group of characters, and they're not that great. Like I said before, it was really funny to kind of see the Shaggy Rogers character against all of these characters, which then led to the rumours of him being in Mortal Kombat 11. But apart from that, the bike gang are pretty weak. We then also have a professor that is doing some exploring under all of the mines with the Windsor character, and she's pretty interesting, but they don't really explore that character that much compared to all of the other characters. We then have the townspeople and the spa owner, and they were actually pretty weak as well. And speaking of weak characters, the dinosaur, the Phantosaur, was very, very weak as the main villain. So from a cast and characters point of view, whilst the Mystery Inc. Incorporated gang are doing interesting stuff, the rest of the supporting group of characters really do let them down. So from a visuals point of view, like I said right in the beginning, the ending of this movie is actually pretty decent in terms of Shaggy's bravery and exploring how he can get over his post-traumatic stress disorder, and all of those kind of Indiana Jones-esque scenes in a bit of a Scooby Doo setting looked really, really cool. The dinosaur, unfortunately, which is what the whole movie was based around, was just such a weak villain, especially from a visuals point of view and from an impact point of view. So from that point of view, it's pretty disappointing. All of the bike gang visuals are pretty weak as well. The hypnosis scenes look pretty decent, especially when Shaggy is snapped into being normal Shaggy and brave Shaggy. So that was interesting. I just wish they would have explored how Shaggy got to that space from a hypnosis point of view a little bit further. So overall, whilst the ending of this movie from a visuals point of view was decent, the rest of it wasn't that great. So from a comparisons point of view, unfortunately Scooby Doo Legend of the Phantosaur isn't one of the better Scooby Doo animated movies. I much preferred Frank and Creepy, Abracadabra Doo, Zombie Island, definitely preferred Zombie Island to this movie, and Camp Scare. There were just so many better other Scooby Doo movies out there. So unfortunately from a comparison point of view, Legend of the Phantosaur just does not match up. So overall, I have to say Scooby Doo Legend of the Phantosaur is actually a pretty disappointing movie. Some of the bits in this film are pretty decent, but the storyline, the characters, the mystery itself were just not as great as other animated Scooby Doo movies out there. So for all of those reasons, I have to give Scooby Doo Legend of the Phantosaur a 4 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.